Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a quick and dirty guide on how to beat the new Abyss that came out this week on Tuesday. I 36 starred it. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but it was actually a lot easier than I thought. I wanted to record it, but I didn't think I could beat it, so I was like, let me just practice a little. And it turns out it's actually very doable. Very doable. I just wasn't confident because I heard a lot of complaints. But here's a quick and dirty guide for anyone who needs it, but mostly for myself, so I remember how to beat this when it repeats again in 2 weeks. Okay, Chamber 1, Pyro Flowers. The way you beat it is each floor I use a different team, so I had to go through it like 3 times. Chamber 1, relatively easy. It's the Whopper Flowers and this stuff. The only thing you need is some kind of gathering. So the teams I used were, I think it was, what was it? Yeah, this was the teams. For the second half, the first half is, I think it was like this. Oh, it was, I remember now. It was, this. Yeah, pretty much the key to the first chamber is the Anemo. The Anemo is very important. There's really not, the first part isn't that hard. You just need to deal a lot of damage. AoE, burst, whatever. Like, this was enough. The Whopper Flowers are annoying, so if you have a Venti or a Kazuha or some sort of a Sucrose, some sort of gathering thing where you can like group them up is really helpful because the Whopper Flowers just run all over the place. But other than that, it's pretty simple, straightforward the first half. Second half is easy if you have Swirl, if you have you need Pyro, you need Ice if you want to do it really quickly. I considered putting the Raiden on the second half and just lightning through it because the two abyssal enemies, it's a water and an ice type, so you need ice and fire. Killed them pretty quick. Kazuha, Swirl, drop his ult, drop the other things, and just burst and smash them. It was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. So these are the teams I used for the first round for these enemies. Yeah, Venti really helped group these together too. And Kazuha, of course, groups, but he also deals damage. So fire and ice for the second half. And Swirl. So you need a Nemo and you need fire and ice. This you just need a gathering. Something to gather. You don't really need a specific element. You just need something to gather the Whopper Flowers together. Something kind of burst AoE damage. Chamber 2. I mean, this is single target. I think I used this. I used Raiden National. I think what I did was this. I think this is what I used the Raiden National with Yelan, because on this half I needed this. And I know this is not the orthodox. People use, Albedo is what people normally use, but this is what I use. I don't have Albedo. I don't much care for Albedo. I have a C6 Ningguang, so I use that. These are the teams I used for the second round. It's a big, this deletes, if you have a Raiden National team, that just deletes Jade Plume very quickly. Second half, the lightning flying monster, it's incredibly annoying to chase down. It's just very, very annoying. Luckily, if you have like a Melt Hu Tao single down, I think it's a C1 Hu Tao. Like, even a C0 would do a lot. You don't need a lot of damage, just the vaping is very useful. Plus the double Geo is very helpful. You just burst him down. You can figure out his timing, so you know where he's gonna spawn. If you like kind of figure out his mechanics, He has a if you watch it enough, he has a fairly predictable attack pattern. You can kind of predict where he's gonna go, and just head there ahead of time, and just like try to get as many hits. That's the problem with Hu Tao, is that she only deals damage for a set amount of time, and then her elemental skill runs out, and then you gotta wait for it to cool down and recharge. And timing is really important. It's a skill issue. You can play around it, but Hu Tao is one of the best single target damage dealers. You can use Xingqiu or Vape. Zhongli is very good for defense reduction or resist reduction, and he just makes you you can just Unga Bunga face tank it and just like hit him. And then Chamber 3 was a bit tough, but actually not that bad. It's not that bad. It's more of a skill issue. Like if you get the timing down, it took me a lot of tries to beat the first half of Chamber 3. But if you get the timing down, you time your dashes and your bursts to give you that invincibility frame, so that you can just take hits. You learn the attack patterns. This guy deals a lot of damage, but he's not scary. This guy has an attack which will almost guarantee to one-shot almost all of your characters, no matter how tanky they are. He has like a 3-step move that ends with like his tail that will kill pretty much any of your characters, any of my characters. So I had to learn it and dodge it whenever I saw it coming. But really, they broadcast, their animations are predictable to an extent. You can predict when it's a hit you can take, versus a hit that you can dodge, and you can just like dash through it and just dodge all the dangerous hits. It takes a bit of skill, but it's doable. This one is a lot easier. The trick with this is just he's 3 elements: flood, flame, frost. So you just have to bring 3 characters that can break the shields of this, and then just hammer him when he's like in between shields. It's not that hard. It took me less than a minute to finish this guy. This is where all the time sink, because there's 4 of them. You kill 2, and then 2 more spawn after. So you have to kill 4 of these things. That's where the time constraint comes in. This one is pretty damn easy. Like this is where you hope to catch up for lost time. If you have like a minute left, you can kill these guys in 2 minutes. You have a minute left for this, you can definitely do it. The teams I used for Chamber 3, I used Raiden National for the top half. Second half, Zhongli so I can face tank. And this. I needed to switch out Ningguang for Ganyu because he has a water shield and she just deletes it. Any ice character deletes it. So if you have an ice character, you need to bring it. Maybe a Changyung or whatever. But I guess the real trick with killing the Abyssal, the 3-element Abyssal enemy, is that in my team I needed Hu Tao to vape to deal the double damage, and which means even when the first shield is fire, the second shield is water, and the third shield is the first shield is ice, the second shield is water, the third shield is fire. So the trick with the timing to hit him between, you get like a split second, you get a few seconds between shields to hit him. So I pretty much just, like the first shield, Hu Tao would have been enough to defeat the ice shield, but I turned on Xingqiu's burst, elemental burst, because I wanted to deal as much vape damage as possible. So I didn't wait save up Xingqiu's skills to break down the fire shield. I just used it because you're trying to deal as much damage as possible. So I turned on Xingqiu's skill for the first shield, and I used Hu Tao, break the shield, and I just kept hitting it. When the shield went down, you get like 3 seconds of dealing damage before the water shield goes up. Then I dropped Ganyu's burst, and shot a few shots, and that very quickly killed the water shield. And then I just fired a few more shots. This is C5 Ganyu, which is pretty much no different than a C1 Ganyu. I wanted a C6 and never didn't get it. Gonna have to wait for the next time Ganyu comes around to get that C6. Yeah, and then by the time the fire shield came up, the third and final shield, Xingqiu's burst was ready. I have a C6 Xingqiu. I have a sack sword, double E into burst. And you can bring it down quick, and then once Xingqiu's burst is up, you just switch to Hu Tao. Then you just wreck him. And I think it took me 2 rotations to get it done. So I didn't even finish it after the first rotation of 3 shields. I needed to just go through it again, destroy the ice shield, water shield, fire shield, and then I think Ganyu dealt the last few arrows that finished it. So it was pretty close. I think I had like 3 or 4 seconds left before I 3-starred the third chamber. But this is the team I used for third chamber, and with that, I 36 started. So it's definitely doable if you have those characters, if you use that strategy. Only other tip I can give for the third chamber is you have to learn their attack patterns. You have to keep an eye on them to see what the animations they're doing. Once you figure that out, it's just a skill issue. It's just you just practice at it and you just do it. It's annoying, but it's not that bad. The animations, project what they're gonna do, so you can see it coming. This is not that bad, so it's doable. It's doable. There are people complaining about it, and I see why, because these big guys are very annoying. This guy is not remotely annoying if you bring the 3 elements, but it's very doable. So I hope that helps. Future me, I hope you remember this. We'll have to beat it again. You can just put it out of your mind for now and then come watch the video later. Remember how you beat it. And that's it. If you like what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you guys luck in beating the Abyss. It's doable. These 3 floors not worth talking about. Relatively easy. This one, very doable if you use the right strat. Okay. Have a good night, guys.